It is so much easier for us to invest time into a movie rather than picking up a book, because after hours and hours of using our brain for work, we don't have the energy to spend it on something that doesn't even have a payoff. Like, you can pick up a book and you're like, oh my god, this is not what I wanted to read, and I have spent so much time and I have invested so much brain power into it, and now I'm not even relaxed. Totally valid reason. However, what if I told you this is the vibe you're going to get from this book, and that vibe is going to be similar to your favorite Bollywood movie? Because that is exactly what I'm going to do in today's video. I have picked out some of the most popular Bollywood movies just so that most of us have watched it or at least heard about it. And if you enjoyed that popular Bollywood movie, I can tell you at least 80% that you are going to enjoy this book. Let's get into it. Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing very nice. I'm sending a lot of hugs and positivity to all of you. Hi, if you're new, welcome to the channel. I really hope you enjoy the content, and if you do, please do consider subscribing. I love Bollywood movies, I love reading books, and when those two worlds cross over, my brain is the happiest. Before we get into the movies and the recommendations, if you have any movie idea and you want a similar book, then you can comment that down below and I will try to make part 2 of this video. The first one is for all of my romance lovers out there. This book came as a surprise for me because I had not read this trope ever before. I never thought that I would, except that I saw a quote in some reel when I was scrolling through Instagram, and I was like, maybe I should give this book a shot. And the whole time when I was reading this book, I was thinking about this movie. Songs from this movie were playing in my brain. The popular Bollywood movie I'm talking about is Viva. All of us know about this movie, and if you don't, you're probably like way younger than me. Growing up, I have watched this movie multiple times. I always imagined arranged marriages to be as they were in this movie. And then as I have grown up and I have heard arranged marriages stories, I keep thinking to myself, maybe arranged marriages are not meant for me, except till I read this book, and then now suddenly I'm like, maybe arranged marriages are meant for me, because no, arranged marriage is meant for me, because oh my god, it is so cute, so adorable. I was kicking my feet in the air so many times, and the perspective of the main male character in the book, oh my god, like the man, he is so delicious. The only difference you will see between this movie and this book is this book also packs a spicy punch. The book I'm talking about is Love Unarranged by N.M. Patel. Guys, it's so similar. The vibe is so similar. Both of them are about an arranged marriage, how they meet each other, the family dynamics, what happens later on, and how the arranged meeting turns into an unarranged love story. The style in which this book is written also reminded me so much of this movie, because it's literally the day-to-day life of these characters. The main focus is on the two main characters, the guy and the girl, but you also get to see the family dynamics, them getting along with each other, all of the desi rituals, whatnot. So if you enjoyed Viva, you are definitely going to enjoy Love Unarranged, except that this is spicy. Remember that this is spicy. It's an adult romance. Next movie is probably the first piece of content I watched ever in my life, because of which I developed my love for the enemies to lovers trope. I literally wanted it in my life, and as I have grown up, I have realized it's not actually going to happen for me. But when I watched this movie, I was like, god, I want it in my life, and that desire has not really left my body till date. So I fulfill those wishes by reading enemies to lovers romance books. Okay, the movie I'm talking about is Jodha Akbar. The OG enemies to lovers, they are the most incompatible people. They do not like each other. The main female character definitely hates the main male character, and then there is a little bit of a touch and you're like, oh my god, what is happening? The books you can read if you enjoy Jodha Akbar is the Wrath and Dawn duology. The reason I have picked these specifically is because they both have the similar royal feel to it. That old school vibe that Jodha Akbar has, that is what Wrath and Dawn duology have. And when I was reading the Wrath and Dawn duology, literally that part of me that enjoyed Jodha Akbar was getting satisfied like hell, and I have been looking for a book that will satisfy me like that again. Honestly, I am thinking that Dance of Thieves and Vow of Thieves is similar. In Wrath and Dawn, they literally have to kill each other. Like, they have to kill each other and then they fall in love. So if you have ever watched Jodha Akbar and been like, I love this so much, I wish there was something more like this, then you are going to love this book, okay? And then you're going to love me after reading these books. Next up, I have a thriller for you guys. If you enjoyed the movie Kahani, then this is going to be the perfect book for you, because the book is also the story of a woman who is also pregnant, and it is the story of her survival. She literally has to escape the situation in order to live. That is the similarity between these two. The book I'm talking about is I Hear You by Nidhi Upadhyay. Once again, the entire time I was reading the book, yes, the end goal of both of the characters is very different, but the vigor and the survival instinct that both of these women have, it is very, very similar. Also, the fact that they are pregnant is very, very similar, except like in the book, the pregnancy plays a bigger role, because the story is that we always think that a mother talks to her child, but what happens when the child talks back to the mother? And in the book, the child is talking back to the mother. The book also has multiple POVs, so it builds up the story very well. It's also a very short book to read, so if you don't feel like investing a lot of time into reading, then this is a perfect book. And it has the same eerie vibe also going on for it, the dark, gloomy vibe going on for it. I could tell you more about why the vibes are very similar, but those are borderline spoilers. Next, I have a literary fiction genre recommendation for you. Not exactly literary fiction, but still, especially because so many people who only watch movies, like if you don't want a romance, right, if you don't want a thriller, then you feel like you don't have any other genre to read, or you don't have any other book to read, because literary fiction can be hard to read. In that situation, these are the books that you can go for. If you enjoyed the movie Tare Zameen Par, tell me you enjoyed the movie Tare Zameen Par. I mean, I feel like it has been a monumental moment for literally like everybody I know who is of my age at least. We have wanted to embrace our uniqueness because of it, and we have all cried for that little guy who probably does not have the conventional talent, the conventional skills that everybody wants to see, but at the end of the day, he is talented, he is skilled, and he is precious. If you enjoyed that vibe, then I have two book recommendations for you. First, I'm going to recommend something easy, something which is beginner friendly. The book is Almond. This one is the story of a little boy who is not able to express his emotions, express his feelings, or even understand it within himself because of a certain condition that he has, because of the way in which his brain is structured. So he is different from everybody around him, but at the same time has his own journey, and you get to witness that very, very special journey that this guy goes on. The book reflects on the importance of what being ordinary is, how being ordinary can be extraordinary, and how sometimes like you don't always have to aim for something unachievable, and if you can't achieve that, then your life is completely useless. All of those themes are explored so beautifully and very, very simply in this book. So if you want a simple book to read that's still emotional, very, very mundane, then this is the perfect book for you. But if you want something very deep, and it is a little difficult to read because there are a lot of words in this book, but it also does pack a powerful emotional punch, then you should read Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. This is also the story of this little guy who lost his father at a very, very young age. His father and this little guy used to go on adventures all the time. Now he has gone to his father's room and he's just touching all of his father's things because he misses him, and he finds a key, and for some reason he thinks that this is the last puzzle, this is the last adventure that his father has left for him, and he has to figure out what lock that key fits. This little guy also has his own special talents that bloom because of this adventure that he goes on. He's not a conventional kid, but that is what makes him so special, and we see him recognize how special it is to just be who he is. Through this story, we see his evolution in this story. It is such a beautiful journey. So if you enjoyed that evolutionary part of Tare Zameen Par, then you're gonna love this guy so much. As I said before, it is very wordy. There is a lot going on in terms of like explaining what is going on, so that the entire story is built properly in your head, and then it also dives into different timelines, which can also be a little bit confusing. So I wouldn't recommend it as like your first book ever, but if you're looking for something deep, something texty, then I think you can definitely read this book and it will not disappoint you. I don't know how to bifurcate movies into genres, okay? I am more of a bookish person. I know that this book is very dramatic, dramatic. I don't know if this movie classifies as drama or not. The movie I'm talking about is Kapoor and Sons. Just a story of this very messy family and a lot of complications going on in this family. There are a lot of complications going on between the siblings. Everybody has their own secrets. There is toxicity, whatnot. And this book is perfect if you enjoyed Kapoor and Sons. The book I'm talking about is Malibu Rising, which is also the story of this very toxic, messed up family. We get to follow through generations. We get to follow the siblings. We get to follow their parents. You get to see exactly how the generational trauma is dribbling down in every generation. Also, it has the siblings dynamic in the book. One of the major differences is that this book is about very rich people. They're all very rich. Kapoor and Sons is more about a middle class family, far as I remember. So that differentiates the vibe very much. The level of drama and the toxicity that these people have, it doesn't exactly match the level of toxicity and drama that this family has, but it does explore similar dynamics, and I think that it can be fun to read them. That is a difference of vibe, but apart from that, the relationship, siblings drama, whatnot, family drama, very similar. So if you enjoyed the movie Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, yet again like a movie that I think literally every single person has watched. Like, I remember when this movie released, everybody was going crazy, absolutely crazy, and then I watched the movie and I was like, what on earth are you going crazy about? And then I grew up and then I rewatched the movie. I still don't know why everybody was going so crazy about it, honestly. Like, it doesn't really live up to the hype for me, just my opinion. But I did see what people were seeing in the movie. Like, I was just not old enough to watch the movie the way people were watching it. Later on, I could see all of the different themes of friendship and relationship and the coming of age story and just like evolving into who you are and the loneliness of adulthood and, you know, all of the growth, whatnot, which is why I think this is the perfect book to read if you enjoyed it. Also, the vacation vibes. If you enjoyed the vacation vibes in this book, if you enjoyed the friend dynamics and the role that they play in each other's lives and how their friendship has evolved throughout their adulthood, and if you enjoyed the romance in this book, then I think you will enjoy Happy Place by Emily Henry a lot, because this also is the story of 6 friends who take a vacation, which is supposedly their last vacation trip that they take, and the 2 main characters have to sort of like fake date each other because they cannot tell their friends that they are not together anymore. The effects of the way both of these characters have grown up and how it affects their relationship with themselves and with each other, and also the adult friendships, that is a major theme in this book that I feel like not a lot of people talk about. Like, when I was reading the book, that was the main thing that I saw. Also, like, Harriet is very relatable, and Harriet and Naina from Ye Jawani Hai Diwani are very similar to each other. If you enjoyed Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, then you will love Happy Place by Emily Henry. Next up, I have a tragedy for you. One of the classic Bollywood tragedy romance movies ever, which has literally made every person cry, including me. We have Veer Zara, which is a story of these 2 lovers who are separated by each other because of politics and whatnot. And if you enjoyed that movie, God, you're going to love this book. And the book is The Book of Everlasting Things by Aanchal Malhotra, which is also the story of these 2 people who are separated from each other because of politics and partition. This one, the story starts from literally childhood, and it is also the story of the other characters, like their family members who are involved. Veer Zara is more about Veer and Zara only, and Veer Zara don't meet when they are kids. However, the amount of time that Veer Zara spend with each other, like in love with each other, is also the amount of time that these 2 characters spend in love with each other, even though the time and the age at which they do this is different. There is this sense of vulnerability, tenderness that both the stories carry. They are so similar to each other. Also, just the music of this movie, so perfect to imagine when you are reading the book, because the book is written in that lyrical, poetic way, and the music from this movie goes so well with the writing of this book. Will cry also when you are reading this book, and it's absolutely tragic. I did not realize this when I was reading the book, but when it suddenly hit me when I was planning this video, I was like, oh my god, they are so similar to each other. So now I want to reread the book so I can reread it with that context of like the music and whatnot, because it is so beautiful together. Next are two books by the same author. So first up we have, if you enjoyed the movie Lunchbox, then you're going to enjoy the book The Authenticity Project by Claire Pooley. Lunchbox, as far as I remember, is the story of these two strangers connecting with each other through notes. The notes carry their truth, right? And that's how they get to know each other, they build a connection. That is exactly what happens in The Authenticity Project by Claire Pooley, where this old man writes his truth in a notebook. The notebook is called The Authenticity Project, and he leaves it in a cafe, and a stranger picks it up, reads that, and they write their own truth. The point of The Authenticity Project is to let the Authenticity Project keep growing. However, the characters do come in contact with each other too, and they do build relationships with each other, which is why I think it is so similar to Lunchbox, where there are strangers connecting with each other by telling their truth, by writing notes. They have a very similar feel-good vibe to it too, because that is how I felt when I was watching Lunchbox. The vibe is a little different. This is between like two people. This one is among more people, but the core of the story is similar. Secondly, I have not watched this movie, but recently somebody recommended it to me, and I have just been thinking about it, and I have watched the trailer, and I have seen what the movie is about, and I literally have the perfect book for it, which is why I'm recommending it in this video, even if I have not watched the movie. I am going to watch it very, very soon because I have read the book, so I'm going to watch this movie. The movie I'm talking about is Life in a Metro, which is extremely popular. It's a story of these different people in different areas of their life and how it crosses each other's path. It is related to a metro. Hear me out. People on Platform 5 by Claire Pooley is literally the story of Platform 5, the train on Platform 5. So many different people take that train, but nobody talks with each other, except one day something happens because of which they come in contact with each other, and they are all leading such different lives, and they have their own issues going on, just like Life in a Metro, like what I've seen in Life in a Metro. Very, very different things going on with these different people, but they cross each other's path. I think that it has a very wholesome vibe to it. The way this book was able to convince me how connections with each other is like so important. It was magical. It also has multiple POVs. So if you watch the movie and you can see these different lives, and if you think that, oh, if this is a book, then how am I going to know what everybody is thinking? There are multiple POVs. You are going to live each person's life and then see how it is connecting with each other, and they literally meet on a train, like a metro, a train. Honestly, I cannot wait to watch Life in a Metro because it is so similar to People on Platform 5, and you shouldn't wait to read People on Platform 5 if you enjoyed Life in a Metro. Next up, I have a little bit of a YA romance recommendation for you. If you enjoyed the movie Jaane Tu Ya Jaane Na, I love this movie so much because I don't think that they're young adults. I'm not sure if they're young adults or not, but the connection that the two main characters have in this movie, the friendship, the vulnerability, the innocence, it's always made me feel so good in my heart. Like it's so heartwarming to watch it, and then seeing that evolve into love. So like a friends to lovers romance that's going on, and it's like, oh, it's been you all along. Like it's just like it's been right in front of me. How did I not see it? I have the perfect book for this, okay? We have Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, which is a story of this girl who's obsessed with rom-coms, and she is looking everywhere, and she has a crush and whatnot, while the love of her life is literally in front of her face. Like it's literally, oh, it's been you all along. And they're friends with each other, they know each other so deeply, and it's just literally at the end of the day, they do know each other since childhood. They have been childhood best friends, whatnot, and he knows her the best. The vibe, the innocence, the fun, the emotional quotient, the quipping, everything is so similar in both of these. So if you enjoyed Jaane Tu Ya Jaane Na, then you really should be reading Better Than the Movies. You're gonna be in love with the book. Next, I'm not gonna tell you it's another romance, but it is not a rom-com, is all I'm going to tell you. If you enjoyed the movie Guzarish, which also explores so many other themes except the romance in it, the romance was amplified for you because of the circumstances of the main male character and whatnot. then you're going to be obsessed with the book Me Before You. I'm not going to go into detail because I think that if you have watched Guzarish and you're listening to me tell you that you're going to enjoy Me Before You because you have watched Guzarish, in itself is a huge spoiler. I'm recommending them because the story is so similar but the vibe is very different. This is a very gloomy gothic vibe. This one has a very light vibe to it because of the main female character, because of how bubbly and cute and adorable and open and expressive this woman is, and the way she makes the main male character feel is just so different from this one. Except, like, you know, there is this song that comes in the movie. I forgot the song's name. I'll put in the screen if I remember it. He looks at her and he feels inspired to live. Like, that is literally the vibe of this book. At the end of the day, you just want to tear your heart out for both of them. There is, like, I cried and I was like totally shocked, and it took me like 3 business days to get over the story because I did not expect what is going to happen. It was just insane when I read this book. It's one of my most favorite books ever. Highly recommend it. In the end, I'm going to leave you with a rom-com, like a feel-good story. If you enjoyed the movie Jab We Met, I think I have adopted part of my personality from Geet. Geet did allow me to be this version of me that yaps on the camera all the time, because I'm like, yeah, I can talk a lot, who cares. If you enjoyed Jab We Met, then you're going to enjoy The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. The Love Hypothesis is a science, like a STEM romance, so both of these characters are in the science field. In this movie, there is absolutely no S of science, so that is the difference in these. But the main female character in this book, just like constantly talking and just like not thinking about the consequences and just like blabbering and whatnot, is so similar to Oliver. I think her name is Oliver in The Love Hypothesis. So similar. The grump, Aditya, the grump and the grump in this, so similar. I will tell you, the worst thing that Ali Hazelwood has done is not give me the perspective of Adam in this book. If this book had dual POV, I don't know, I would lose my mind. In Jab We Met, you see Aditya's POV, you see his life, you see everything. In this one, you don't get that much of it, and so you are not able to see how he goes from being grumpy to just like opening up and blooming and whatnot. But the characters are so similar, the vibe is so similar, like this grumpy ex sunshine. Both so light-hearted, they're both so fun, just such an escape after a long day. That was the last book and the last Bollywood movie. If you enjoyed this video, then do give the video a thumbs up, because how I know that you enjoyed the video. And also request for part 2 in the comments, because I would love to make it, because you can see the number of books I have behind, and that is literally the amount of movies that I watch on a day-to-day basis. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.